Show you guys what happened though. So looking at this chart from last night, we got in here off this signal right here. Jen, what's going on, man? How are you? And it came up here and we just got wicked out right here. This was yesterday's trade, and again, we aim to be transparent here, so I'm not going to hide losses from people. This is just what happened. We got wicked out right here, right above our stop loss. And then it came down and went into profit and almost hit TP1. So it was just really not the best entry, but you know what? Again, that happens. We haven't started the week with a loss in a really, really long time. Last 2 weeks in a row, we are 10-2. So I'm not too upset about it. Again, these things happen, but I'd like to come out and address that first and foremost based off yesterday's trade. So here to admit that. Transparency is key. Moving on, there's only a couple charts that I really like tonight. One of them being Euro JPY. So what we're seeing here is possibly a bullish flag, really. We could be seeing a bull flag here. Bullish pennant, really, right here. So we could possibly see buys. Now, we did have a break of structure yesterday, which was interesting. So our break of structure came down right here. And then it dropped, and then it came and retested this zone right here, which is the EMA ribbon. So that's good to see that it came and retested this. Now, is it going to keep going this way, or are we going to see it break to the upside? That is yet to be determined. But our lower zone here, as we call them, micro zones, is going to be pretty much right here. And this is the zone that we're going to want to watch out for, is right here, this zone. And then our micro zone that's our resistance is going to be up here. So this is kind of what we're looking to trade in between right now. I do see that it rejected here twice. So we did have 2 points of rejection at the support here. You could consider that 3. It didn't quite touch this, but now it looks like we are moving toward the upside. But we're going to need to see a little bit more confirmation. As you guys know, I like to see more confirmation than that. So there definitely is some more to be seen there. Moving on, AUDUSD. If we take a look at this one here, so AUDUSD is certainly an interesting chart as well. If we hop to the 4-hour time frame, as we normally do, you can see we ranged pretty much from here to here. It was a big range, but we ranged from here to here. We had our break of structure up here, and then we ranged back down into this area. So we have range number 1 and range number 2 right here. Now we have to figure out if we're going to come back down into range 1 or if we're going to be moving to the upside and breaking out of range 1. What's up, Aloha? How are you? Good to see you back. So it's really going to depend on a couple things here, but that's what we're looking at with that chart. Again, not enough information to make a decision. Just kind of going over this chart. Moving on, we have Euro USD. So Euro USD is not necessarily in a consolidation pattern, but this is where we're trading in between for the past 24 days. It's been right in between here, which is roughly a 179 pip area, right? So we can look at that and say to ourselves, is this going to continue down or is this going to continue up? You could look at this 2 ways. You could look at this as a break of structure right here, and it could possibly go up. However, I think with this test here of the EMA ribbon and the fair value gap, that this is probably going to come down, and we're going to look at seeing possibly 40 pips to the downside, 40 to 43 pips to the downside. I think that's more likely than anything else. 2 people are going to get lifetime access to the indicator and the VIP group. So that's what we're looking at with Euro USD. GBPUSD, again, another very interesting chart. On the 4-hour, looks like it could be starting to head toward an uptrend. However, we still do have lower highs here. Lower highs, and lower lows. All of our lows are lower than each other. So again, indicating that we are still in a downtrend. With that being said, we're going to hop to the 1-hour to further analyze. The 1-hour doesn't really give us much either, just because we're at the point of where the ribbon's going to either flip toward this way or flip toward the upside. Not necessarily the greatest looking chart. So we'll kind of see. If you wanted, you could draw another zone here where it was a support and now a resistance. It was a resistance here and now it's a support here. So we could distinguish, your upper zone from your lower zone and see if we get a break of structure through that zone. That would certainly help us indicate what is in fact going on. So that's something we can look at. That's certainly something that we're going to keep our eye on, but I have it marked yellow for now. Moving on, USD JPY. So here's the thing about USD JPY. Yesterday, what we saw was the sell-off, right? And we talked about waiting for it to retest this zone. So the sell-off happened pretty much right when market opened. Then we had another massive candle close, and then it was straight up from there. That's called market correction right here. When the market opens extremely bearish or extremely bullish, in this case it opened extremely bearish, and then the market corrected itself and came right back to market open before then heading down and showing its true colors of if it's bullish or bearish, which it came down heavily during the New York session, starting at 7, 8 a.m. So it's another one that we're going to be looking at closely. Yeah, I try not to trade when, like, if you're not in front of the charts, man, I just try not to do it. It's too distracting. You got to have, you know, there's very few people that can make money trading in the world. So if you're going to do it, you might as well be in a very good setting for you to focus completely. And trading on your phone's hard. I know that for sure. Trading on your phone is very difficult. I'm not the biggest fan of trading on my phone, which is why I always use my monitor, so I can see, you know, all the levels. So we'll see what happens here, but those are the only charts that I have my eye on tonight. I already looked at everything else pre-stream. All the other charts, not really a fan of. Possibly you could look at a sell on GBPUSD. If you look at the 4-hour here, it looks like it could come down, but it also looks like it could go up and retest this zone up here. So it's not really a chart that I like. I pretty much got the 6 charts that I do like. The only reason I had this up here is to show you guys what happened with our trade yesterday. Again, I believe in full transparency. So yeah, that's what happened with yesterday's trade. We just got right there, right above our stop loss, and then it came all the way down to take profit 1. Entry might have been a little early, but we did have all of our confirmations in terms of when we take a trade. So we take trades based off 4 confirmations, as most of you know. And we had all 4. So sometimes it doesn't work out, but you know, that is what it is. That is part of trading. If we had 100% of the time, it'd be a miracle. So we're just going to wait here to see kind of what happens. We have the new hour candle on a lot of these, which is good. We just don't have enough information to actually take anything. Even if we drop to the 15-minute, we can see that we may have some movement upwards. Again, we got rejection at a lot of times here where it really doesn't want to drop below this area. Dub Develop, what's going on, man? How are you? So you have a zone where this hasn't dropped below, and it looks like we're getting a pretty clean clean look at this buy signal. With, again, candle closure above the EMA ribbon, fair value gap formed, confirmed reversal at a key point, and confirmed uptrend. And this is on the 15-minute, so you got to keep that in mind. This is just on the 15-minute, 9 minutes into market open. JV Joe, what's going on, man? How are you? JV Joe, what's up, man? Could do a little scalping. I don't know how I feel about that. Good, I'm glad everything's going well. Yeah, we're going to look at these going into the next little bit here. Like I said, there's a lot of possibilities. We don't really have enough information on a lot of these charts. It's just not there yet. Even on the 15, the only one that has a possibility of us getting into something sooner than later would be USD JPY or GJ. And we'd want to confirm it on the higher time frames, of course, as always. You got a pretty strong... So how many days does this one go back? So this goes back 5 days of not breaking this zone right here, this 208. This 208 area on GBP JPY, GJ. We have a pretty good amount of time of it not breaking, which is always a good thing. So when looking at that, that's something we want to consider, is that we do have some strong support, and it certainly looks like it's moving toward the upside. Reversal out of key zone is there. Ryan, what? The biggest problem right now is just the flexing, giving false expectations. It's like, this shit does not happen overnight, guys. It doesn't. It does not happen overnight. We had someone in the Discord today that was like, did anyone else take an L last night on that trade? And I was the first to respond. I said, yeah, we all did. It happens, guys. In 2 weeks, we took 4 losses and 10 wins. You know, it happens. The expectation that you're going to win 100% of the time is just a fallacy. Nobody does. Nobody wins 100% of the time. So, I've said my piece there. Good question there, Smith. Good question. Let's see what happens here in 3 minutes going into this 15-minute candle here. I'd like to see what happens. How does everybody's day go today? So we're waiting for the 15-minute candle here on GJ. And we also are waiting for the 15-minute candle here on Euro JPY. Both of them look like good buys, though. Hey, shout out Men Stetson Golf out in Puerto Rico. Jose got 4 inspections passed today. There you go. My Stetson boy's doing work out there in Puerto Rico. Very chill of a day. Good. I did not have a chill day. There is a fire right down the road from me right now. A forest fire that's burning all the way to the golf course I'm at. Right now. They evacuated the entire community that's across from LPGA. And every single person is using our parking lot right now. Yeah, so Forex will definitely have some, not as much reaction because of PPI. But yeah, so what happens in Florida is when we get these cold spells, the grass gets really dry and it looks like it's burnt, but it's called dormant. And it becomes dormant, and I guess someone lit a fire somewhere in some forest around here, and it did not end up well. So yeah, it's like 1 or 2 miles that way. It's not blowing this way, but the wind's going like 25, 30 miles an hour, so pretty big fire. Probably not very good. Yeah, I don't know. I said we should charge them. A lot of people said I was heartless for that, so... Alright, we got our 15-minute closure here, so let's do some inspections here and see what we got going on. Yeah, man, that cold front came through hard. That cold front came through nasty for us today and tomorrow, and then it's back up to the 60s and 70s the rest of the week. So I want to see if this is going to come down and test this zone or if we truly just broke it. But if we look at the hour here, the hour's got some really good movement. Hour's got some nice movement on it. Yeah, business is business. I'm with you there, but I don't know. I guess acts of God are a different story. So all right, so it looks like these 15-minute candles are starting to turn red here. Let's see if they're actually just retesting this zone and they're going to rocket launch. Silk frozen concentrated orange juice. That's funny. Again, so the trading with Matt indicator right here is showing it's above the EMA ribbon. It is bullish. We have our support and our resistance shown here. What we're waiting for is a bullish fair value gap. If we get that, we can look to take buys. So this is where this part of the strategy comes in that's very important, is that we're not taking it because of this one. We need one fully printed above the EMA. The fair value gap needs to be fully printed above the EMA and closed. So once this 15-minute candle closes, we'll fully know if we're going to get a buy signal right here where it says last signal. So that's essentially how it works. We gonna see. But yeah, it was a weird Monday, man. Weird Monday. Oh, for everyone that was asking about scalping sessions, I think we're going to do the scalping session tomorrow during the New York session. I got a meeting at 7, and then I think around 8, 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock, we'll do pre-New York market analysis and then get into some scalping tomorrow morning. I know a lot of people have been asking to do a scalping session. I certainly have no problem with that, so we can definitely get on that. Is there a lot of people in here that would be able to get on New York session, or are we mostly Asian session people in here? I know my regulars, Jan, Aloha, JV Joe, Ryan, Jose. I don't know where Adele's at. He's probably sleeping. It's early in the morning there. What's going on? FX Star, what's going on? It's all right. We'll still do Asian session. I'm not gonna not do Asian session. We'll just get a bonus session tomorrow. Bloody Man HG, Body Man HG, what's going on? How are you? Asian Persuasion. You entered here? Nice. Yeah, it's looking pretty solid. I think what we could go for here is potentially like 50 pips. 29 would be great just to match the high here. But we got 10 more minutes until we see this new 15-minute candle, and that's when we'll make a decision. Same with GJ's doing the same thing. GJ and Euro JPY are doing the same thing. I'm good, Body Man HG. How are you? Appreciate you joining. Oh, W developed Dynex for it. There you are, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Sydney, what's up, man? Good to see you. Sydney's in the house. Oh, you entered on gold? Yeah, I'm not touching that, man. Gap down to start the session, too. Or gap up with a massive gap down. Yeah, gold's just going to break highs, guys. Gold's just going to break highs. Is gold at a high again? Yeah, I'm telling you, gold is going to be... So we drew these lines out yesterday. I think gold this week could break 5,600. But again, I don't trade gold. JV Joe, we're using the 25-day through the 50-day in 5-day increments. That's the EMA ribbons we're using. That's what compiles the ribbon. But you certainly could put the 200-day EMA on it. Make it dotted. I don't even see it. Why do I use that? It's just part of my strategy. Every good trader is going to find their own strategy and stick with it. That's just part of my strategy. Is I use an EMA ribbon as a confirmation. So you have multiple time frame ribbons that flip. So like, look at this. When the ribbon flipped right here, it was a buy. When it flipped to the downside, it was a sell. When it flips back up to the upside, which it looks like we might be getting right here, you could potentially see this go up. More often than not, that's what happens. So that would be your why right there. Andrew, what's going on, man? Good to see you. That would be the why. Both these 15-minute guys, though, are showing a little bit of pullback. Might be able to catch a little move here. I'm thinking we will, but we just got to see how this 15-minute candle closes in 6 minutes. 5 minutes and 23 seconds to be exact. Volume's good too. Like if you look at the volume, you got, oh, I forgot I got to do it like this. Volume's good too. I mean, volume right here, you got 20K on your volume for GJ, 12K on Euro, 15K on GBPUSD, 12K on USD JPY, only 25 minutes into the market open. So that's always a good sign. Look at Euro USD. Looks like it might end up coming down here. GBPUSD. Not sure. And then USD JPY is doing the same thing. So all the pairs where the secondary pair is JPY, they're growing stronger, which means the Japanese yen right now is dropping because GBP JPY, Euro JPY, and USD JPY are all bullish. So all of those currencies are getting stronger versus the Japanese yen. What's up, Gary? Gary5799. What's going on? How are you? Hope you're having a good day. There we go. All right, I can see it now. Yeah. Dynex fourth. Probably saying that so wrong, but that's how I'm reading it. What do we got? 3 minutes. Look how much they're coming back down. Not to say they won't keep going, but typically you don't see one 15-minute candle that's red and then it go back up. Typically see a couple. Not liking the movement downward here. Anybody trade this morning? Monday, New York session, market open? Tell you what, those markets were volatile, to say the least. To say the least. Minute and 40 seconds, and we got a ton of pullback. Smart man. Neither did I. Yeah, if you look at USD JPY this morning. Oh boy, it was... So if we just go to the hour here. So these were the... This is yesterday. But you go to that like 9 a.m. candle open. Pre-market, it just dropped off a cliff. Pre-market into market open went for 76 pips down. And then at the 11 o'clock hour, got absolutely bought back up for another 48 pips. I mean, it's just wild movement. 30 pip differential. That's not your MetaTrader. That's your broker. Adele, what's up, man? That's your broker. It's not MetaTrader. You're good, man. Looks like my horizontal stream is not looking too hot today. It's having some issues. It's saying I have too much bit rate coming through. YouTube. All right, we got 1 minute until this 15-minute candle closes. 30 pips is wild for 30 pip differential. Also remember it's market open, but if you're using like a B broker, it's very possible that there is that much of a discrepancy. Wow, all of these charts did the exact opposite. So, oh, not 15 seconds. I meant to go to 15 minutes. So if you look at these charts right here, guys, this could finish off this double top right here for 23 pips this way. Yeah, Liquid's the best. I haven't had any issues with them. If you guys are looking for a broker, this is the way to go. That's the way to go. In my opinion. But yeah, I didn't really like any of the movement on these 15-minute charts, guys. The only one that looks decent is... Yeah, use that link. That's the best, in my opinion. I mean, I have, like, maybe a 1 pip differential. Maybe. Most of the time, it's less than that. But it also depends what you're looking at, guys. So you have to take into account, like, are you looking at the correct, like, if you're not looking at USD JPY on FXCM, you're not looking at the most accurate market. Like, all these other markets have their own Kraken and Easy Markets, Tasty FX. Like, I use FXCM. That is the most accurate chart that I've seen. See if we can break that high. Because if we can break that high, we could look to possibly see 25 pips. Same with Euro JPY. Is it spot? Like, are we spotting it? Like spot trading as opposed to futures trading? Yes. This one's GJ. We were looking at a couple. We're looking at GJ, EJ, and UJ. Yeah, you like that one? Took me a little bit to make. I'm going to stick with that one for a little bit. Yeah, 15's looking pretty good here. Hour's looking solid too. I'm going to get rid of this because this is now a changed channel. This is like, that's your trend right there. We just got to get rid of that because that's all wacky up there. But that's your trend right now. It did, see, in my opinion, this was your trend. And it broke it, but it did not break the lows right here. Alligator indicator? No, this one's my indicator. It's called Matt. Trading with Matt Pro Buy Sell. It just has fair value gaps and EMA ribbons. It can draw the support and resistance for you. Rukai, what's up, man? How are you? You can have it draw support and resistance for you. And it'll do that. I just think it's too much on the chart, to be quite honest with you. So you don't even need to use the yellow bars that I personally draw myself. But I like to draw my own support and resistance zones. I think they're a little more accurate in terms of what I'm looking for. But yeah, welcome, Rukai. Good to see you. It's a jump right there. Craig J, what's going on, man? How are you? This is almost scalping. Like I said, we're gonna do scalping tomorrow, but we're looking at scalps right here. Because we're looking on pretty low time frames here. The high time frames are pretty indecisive right now, but we can catch some moves on the small ones. And I still think this one's an overall uptrend. Just don't know if I want to wait for the actual hour to come. Only thing I'm worried about is that trend right there, but I don't think that one's really valid because we have this zone down here that's been retesting. So I think this is a solid support right here, and I think we're going to continue to move up. Yeah, we're going to scalp the... Yeah, man, I don't know what broker you're using, but 800 pip drop, that's some sketchy stuff. Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to... Sounds like your broker had a glitch that might have wiped out every single person in a long. I've seen it before. I've seen it before on some lower tiered brokers. But yeah, I was thinking about doing a scalping the New York session tomorrow. A scam wick. There you go. That's a new word. Scam wick. I haven't heard that one yet. I'm going to start using that, though. Calling things scam wicks if it doesn't go our way. Scam wick. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, I would switch to a more reliable broker, man. Doesn't have to be mine. Again, I don't care what broker you guys use, but if you're going to switch to one, might as well use the one that... The best just don't tell them. You know it. Tell you what, I'm liking that chart on the 15 a lot. That 15-minute chart looking solid. Yeah, I do. I do. It's free in my Discord. There's also a paid one, but there is a free one. So if you like what you get in the free one, you can always upgrade to the VIP signals. But I offer free. Obviously, the free gets less per week. They get like 3 per week, whereas the VIP gets all of them. But it's whatever you guys want. It's whatever you want, you know? Don't force anyone to do anything. Getting some interesting movement here. We had a clear break of structure right there. We clearly broke out right here. Break and retest. I think I'm going to wait till either the 15 or the hour. And that last 15-minute candle, and so here's something to talk about for the scalping sessions. I would rarely ever take a 15-minute trade at the 45-minute mark. So you get 4 15-minute candles per hour, right? I would never take a trade on the 7:45 15-minute candle or the 8:45 or the 9:45. It's just not risking what it's going to do going into the hour, because those last 10 minutes of the hour are pretty crucial. Yeah, no problem. Thanks, man. Rukai, thank you. You're like, see this retracement now? Like, this retracement will have you questioning everything in your existence. Didn't do it on GJ, though. GJ kept going. Yeah, just not enough information yet. Thanks, Jose. I appreciate that. There's just no reason to take a trade within the last 15 minutes of an hour candle. I mean, unless you're like, for instance, I'll give you a reason why you could. And it doesn't really go with my strategy. But for instance, if you think this is going to double top, which it might, you could take sells on the 1 minute right now for this to go down 7 pips. 7 to possibly 16 pips. You could. I know people that would do this. Yeah, you just had a FVG formed right there. You could take a sell for 8 pips. But, like, just realize you're trading the 1 minute. Like, it's not always that easy. You know what I mean? So, Bitcoin is certainly interesting. I like to look at Bitcoin from a further out perspective. This is what I have drawn up on Bitcoin. I have it coming and touching this level right here. So I have Bitcoin coming and touching right down here. I think it's going to touch 59 before it rejects and goes back up. That's just me personally. I also think you can end up seeing the $56,000 to $54,000 mark. Not all-time low, but it's low. I mean, if you go to the 12 months here, it's obviously been much lower. 3 years ago, it was at 42K. 4 years ago, it was at the bottom, 16K. It spiked up to 69K back in 2021. Came all the way back down to 16K now, and then it went up to 127K, so... Yeah, you're seeing 20Ks. Keep in mind, this is a 12-month chart. So this is each candle is an hour candle here. It's just not something that I enjoy trading. I don't think it has the same market structure as the foreign exchange currencies. So that's my take on it. AUDUSD in the 4 hour. Yeah, I have that marked as a buy, I believe. Let's check. Yeah, so here's the problem with that one, man. So here's the problem with this chart. You're right in the middle of a zone. So here's your resistance. Here's your support, right? You're trading right in the middle of it. We don't have a rejection at a key point to insinuate that it's going to go this way or go this way. You know what I mean? You don't have any information on this one other than it's sitting right in the center of a zone, which we don't want to take mid-zone. Does that make sense there? We want a reversal at a key zone. So like down here after this 4-hour candle, yeah, would have been a great buy. But right here where it's at, I don't really like it. Let's see, we got our new 15-minute candle. Yeah, I don't like the closure.
New year, new me, cute. But
you know what I mean? There's no reason. Might as well just wait for the 8-hour candle. IMO. On all of them. This one didn't even clear it. Euro USD. Tell you what, all these charts are right at where the EMA ribbon's either going to flip or continue going. And that's the reason I don't like most of them, is because of that. The way in which they're moving right now is consolidating with no indication of a break toward the upside or the downside. I think the market this morning probably wiped out a lot of people. We see this when there's shocks to the market in the New York session. We see that there's not as much movement in the Asian session because there's just crazy unexpected shocks. I went over this earlier today, but if you look at the 4-hour chart for this for USD JPY, this was your market open candle. Where was it? This was your market open pretty much candle right here. You swung down 56 pips and then swung up through the rest of the day after swinging down 56 pips. Swung up another 30. It pretty much ranged, though, between market open yesterday to where it was now, 95 pips up and down either way. Very, very hard to put a calculated risk on that. Even zooming into like the 1 hour, like this is where people made their money right off this swing. So they saw a break of the Asian highs, and this is where people get messed up, is they saw a break of the Asian highs, which was right here. If it rejects the Asian high, you could certainly sell. And then you saw it come down somewhere near the Asian low, but not totally at it, and then come all the way back up to here. So that's a very complicated move to be able to calculate and put a strategy to. Were they big moves? For sure. Again, 105 pips this way and 84 pips that way. Not something that would align with our system, though. So you are going to miss moves. It's totally fine with me. If it doesn't fit the system, it doesn't fit the system, you know? The indicator is my indicator. This is my indicator. See how it says Matt strategy? It's trading with Matt Pro buy sell indicator. It uses all the rules that we just talked about over about the last hour, all encompassed into one indicator that's going to give you a buy or sell signal. So you can get it on my website, tradingwithmatt.ai. These trades look like they're going to just drop off. A lot of them look like they're going to be coming down, like the rejection on at these areas here. Yeah, I normally do. That's why we trade live. We'll get in one when it meets our confirmations. I'm not just jumping in a trade just to jump in, you know? Like, there's a very systematic way that I trade. And like I explained, we need to have a reversal at a key zone. So that's rule number 1, reversal at a key zone. We need to have a full candle closure above or below an EMA ribbon, a fair value gap created, and a confirmed uptrend or a confirmed downtrend. So all those 4 things need to happen in order for me to take a trade there, Rakai. I'm not going to take one unless it meets those rules. Hopefully that makes sense. But none of the time frames have given us that yet. The only one that's come close here is GJ, but we haven't broken these highs. You've had 1, 2, 3, 4 candles try and break these highs. They haven't, so we did get the full break and retest after the EMA ribbon. But yeah, I always trade live. 5 days a week. Sunday through Thursday. I do not trade Fridays. That's one of my rules is I don't trade Fridays, guys. There's no reason anybody should be trading on a Friday. I can promise you that. But these are trying to move. Like going into this last, 8 minutes of the hour, they're certainly trying to move. It's a bullish chart. We had the reversal at the key zone. It's in an uptrend. We haven't gotten a full candle closure above the EMA ribbon, and we haven't created a fair value gap above the EMA ribbon. That's when we would be able to get in a buy. That's our rules, so. That is the only time that we'd get in a trade. But like I said, guys, all the JPY pairs are very weak tonight. So GJ, EJ, and UJ are all surging. They're all bullish charts right now, which would indicate that the Japanese yen is dropping. I'm sure CHF JPY is doing the same. Yep, another bullish chart here. I'm sure NZD JPY is doing the same. Yep, another bullish chart here. CAD JPY, another bullish chart here. So you can test that theory on a bunch of different... I could trade without it too. I can turn that off and just have my key zones there. But this is my indicator that I have a Keen Leonard. This is what I use. Doesn't bother me. But again, this is a system I've been trading for 15 years. And I know my guys that are in here all the time have heard it. But I've been using this system for a very long time. What do I think of gold on the 4 hour? I think that I don't trade gold, but I will certainly look at it for you. There's not enough information yet. It broke structure right here. So you hadn't broken this 5092 area since January 30th. It finally broke it yesterday. So you could be seeing a retest, or this thing could just fly. But again, the reason I don't like trading gold is because I don't think it has the same market structure. It's not that I'm afraid to. I've traded gold many a times. It uses a lot of your account. And it doesn't have market structure. I mean, how are you going to trade this? How are you going to trade this curve right here? Who tells me that they can predict that? Other than the fact that the United States might maybe going into a recession, you could say, put your money in gold. Or we might be bombing Iran, so put your money in gold. Geopolitical issues, put your money in gold. How are you going to tell me that there's price action in this? From December 17th, 2025, it pretty much went straight up roughly $1,300. Anyone who tells you that, oh, I knew that was going to happen, come on, man. There's no structure to that. It went parabolic. If you were longing it, congratulations, you absolutely crushed it. And then when you didn't take your money out up here, you lost everything on this crash. Hopefully you did. Or maybe you shorted it right here. And I hope you did. Again, just no market structure. What's up, Benny? Looking at all the JPY pairs, my man. GJ, EJ, and UJ. We got about 4 minutes left till we get a new candle. I think we're probably going to end up taking buys, to be quite honest with you guys. I think I like USD JPY the most. Yeah, gold is good for scalping. You can I personally just don't trade gold, period. Like that's one of my rules. I don't trade gold, period. Mr. Will, I don't trade NQ. I can certainly look at it for you if you want, but I do not trade it. But if you look at the 4-hour on USD JPY, you got a full closure, pretty much about to get a full closure above this. I see this coming up and at least testing this area. That could be 70 pips. So you're looking at 36, no, 21, 37, and 70 pips. And then at the top, you'd be looking at 118. But again, that's assuming that this is the uptrend and you're not taking into account this massive downtrend. No FOMO, bros. You know it. That's the tough part about social media. Traders, social media trading, and all this stuff is you see these guys taking big wins during New York session using the orb strategy. And it's like, if you don't fully understand it, I wouldn't take it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a good strategy. I know people are profitable with it. But if you don't understand it, don't be rushing in the New York session on gold. It's a quick way to wipe out your account, you know? I don't know about that. There's much bigger institutions that trade gold. That orb strategy, yeah, I mean, essentially all it is they wait for it to sweep Asian session high or Asian session low, confirm that it's a liquidity sweep, wait for an SMT divergence, and then enter the trade. It's, again, I'm never going to shit on someone's strategy or someone else that trades. If that works for you a good percentage of the time, go for it. Go for it. I've used it before just to try it out, to see if it's something that's worth doing. I had more success with my strategy. But it also is the way you learn and perceive the markets. Like, some people might perceive that strategy to be easier. So, again, going back to my number one topic here is there's no one way to trade. We always get one person in here telling us we're doing it wrong, and it's funny. Adam Cross, what's going on? Welcome back, man. Good to see you, Adam. All right, so we got our new hour candle here, guys. I'm thinking buys on Euro JPY is the move. Either buys on Euro JPY or buys on USD JPY. Yeah, we're gonna give it 4 minutes. See what happens here. I like the GJ and the USD JPY buys. They both look very solid, in my opinion. Only problem with Euro JPY is going to go. Just 15-minute here. I like that chart. We're going to get in buys on Euro JPY. I think we can catch it for some pips. Euro JPY buys. Where'd I get in at? 182613. 182613. Our stop loss being like right here. And we could go for 1, 2, 3. I think that's what we're looking at there. Finish off that W there. And to TP1, you're looking at 13 pips, which is typically what we like on the 15-minute time frame. See what happens here. I like this trade. I just gotta send this out to the VIP community. But I'm in this, guys. Five, 7, 8. Stop loss is 182,277. Very tight stop loss. This is more of a scalp than anything. Very, very tight stop loss. 182,737. I made it so you guys can see the numbers where my take profits are there too. All right, VIP, I just sent it to you guys. You got it. Tight stop loss, though. It's only, what, 30 pips. It's a tight one. All right, we're in, guys. Now we wait and see what happens. I'm in for a good amount, so don't let the number scare you. There you go. It's the only place to take it. It's the only place to take it. Motivated you? Good, Jose. I'm glad. This is negative, though. That's a negative number right there. Don't mind me hopping around time frames. Once we're in it, I'll look at it all ways. But once we're in it, we're confident. Yeah, there's a lot of people. There's like 2 people that trade. I mean, like, it's kind of the same thing. There's 2 people that do it, and they're 2 pretty big influencer guys, you know? So, yeah, it's going to get big when that happens. Yeah, the guy that with the green, like, thing across the middle of all his reels. Is that how you're talking about? If that's the guy you're talking about. Yeah, he does the reactions. Yeah, I've seen his. He's pretty positive. He really doesn't, like, shit on people too much, you know? He seems like a pretty nice guy, in my opinion. The time frame that we're on is, well, we took it on the 15. Instant gratification will kill you guys. Hopefully everybody understands why we took this. We went over the rules a couple times, but I can go over it again real quick. So we had a reversal at a key point here. That's number 1. Number 2, we had full candle closure and retest of the EMA ribbon. Number 3, we had that fair value gap formed right there. And number 4 is a confirmed uptrend. That was a brutal looking 3. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them are right there. And it may take an hour to get there. It may take 2 hours to get there. But based off what we're analyzing here, that's what I like. That's what I like. Oops. You guys in this, or did you wait up, hold off? That's a good way to trade. Set and forget. I love that. I know it's Alex G's thing, but I totally agree with it. Set and forget. Nice. Set and forget. We got 15-minute coming in 3 minutes. Yeah, that's what happens. This is the 15-minute, or this is the hour that we're looking at right now. We took it based on the 15 and the hour. This is currently the hour that you're looking at right now. This is currently the hour. But we are going to get a new 15-minute here soon. Yeah, so like if you have trouble with payouts, like it's frustrating for sure. That's why I don't really trade props, you know? I'd rather stick to my own capital. I understand not everybody can do that, but maybe I try one on stream one day. Just purchase one, see what happens. I'm just not really for them. A lot of movement here. Oh, yeah. I didn't realize they were that cheap. Are they really? Let me see. I'm going to look here. Oh, excuse me, guys. Everyone says Tradeify or My Funded Futures. Alpha Futures is the one that TJR does, right? $50-50 profit split. Yeah, it happens. No, because you got to trade futures on that, right? Tradeify. Let's see. So they have options, growth, funding in a day. I agree. That's why I never trade it. I got a lot of flack for saying that online. So the Lightning instant funding with Tradeivate or Tradeify on Tradeivate. Lightning 50K. Payout frequency 5 days. Max accounts is 5. Consistency is 20%. Daily loss limit is 1,250. Max drawdown is 2,000. Okay, so if you guys want to understand how these work, the max drawdown is 2,000. That means you only have a $2,000 account. They take you out at 2,000. So you're not getting a 50K trade. You're not getting a 50K funded account. You're getting a $2,000 funded account. See how that can be misleading? That can be extremely misleading. They say 50K account, but you can only have 2K drawdown. Why can't you have 50K drawdown if you have a 50K account? So they're only giving you... What is that? Hold on. You can only have drawdown of 4%. 4% drawdown. Anything over that, you blow the funded challenge. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. It's just why I don't like them, but... Down, down, down on what? Yeah, I mean, you're essentially paying for the challenge, you know? For the challenge to trade with their guidelines and make money. I just don't like the idea of it. I'm with you there, Jose. I'm with you there, man. If you have 550K accounts, you make 25K a month. Yeah, and that's what a lot of those guys talk about. And, like, I get it. If that's the draw and it's really plausible, for sure. If your strategy allows you to have very, very little drawdown, like, it certainly can work. Again, I'm not shaming it. Just not personally the way I would want to trade. But the fact that they have to advertise right here, it says, smoothest firm I've ever worked with, 0 denied payouts. Like, that shouldn't even be a thing. Denied payout. But Max and Amos, whatever his name is, are both on this website right here. Yeah, exactly. It's a good analogy there. I lived in Vegas for 12 years, so that's a good analogy there. I trade foreign exchange markets. That's what I prefer to trade. Really? You took them to an 18K payout and they didn't give it to you? What company was that? Yeah, a lot of American traders like trading futures, and I get it. I see the appeal. I just personally, I'd rather foreign exchange. I've had a lot more success with it. No, this is not gold. This is Euro JPY, Niels. Euro JPY is what this is. $50Ks. Yeah, nice. I don't know. Maybe I'll try them out one day just to see what the hype is all about. But I just think the rules. So, like, I read over the rules. And the rules on some of these. So, on a 150K account, right? It costs you $531. You can have a $6,000 drawdown, and your max daily loss is $3,750. You have to have a 20% win rate, which is fine. Most people should be able to achieve that. Oh, there we go, boys. You guys see that candle movement just now? What kind of candle movement was that? Did we just get some news or something? That's some good candle movement. We're 4 or 5 pips in profit right now. That was some good movement there. What does that look like on the 5? Ah, broke the highs, good. Just don't want to see it wick down. Broke the highs over here too. Yeah, the fact that they had to, I mean, say, hey, we never deny payments. Like, why is that even a thing? I'll tell you what doesn't get denied when I withdraw from my personal capital trading account. We're looking for 13.3 pips on this. We're a little over halfway there. And this was more of a scalp, guys. We entered on the 1 hour, but we were pretty much analyzing on the 15-minute and the 5. I think this thing's going to go. So in liquid brokers, how you partially close, you see in the bottom left where your trade is, there's a little tool button. On the little tool button, click that and click partial close, or hover over partial close, and it says 25, 50, 75, 33, or 66%. You can close whatever percentage you like. That'll give you a heart attack. We're in profit like 5-6 pips. Capital is king. And you got to realize too, when you're scalping, if you do not have a lot of money in your account, do not expect a lot of profits. Like our target here is 13 pips. If your account's $1 a pip, you're going to make 13 bucks. Don't expect to make $1 million off of scalping a small move, you know? But if you can consistently scalp the same small move over and over again, it can be very, very profitable for you. And you can do it a lot of times in one day. Especially if you like trading up to an area and then trade down the retracement, then up to an area, then trade down the retracement. It's very high-skilled trading, and it takes a lot of concentration. You need to really be on the chart, but it's something that people do every day. And that's what I think we're going to do a little mini seminar on tomorrow. If enough people want that. If not, we'll just stick with our normal strategy. But our strategy applies to scalping as well. Nice FVG made right there. See this thing rocket to our take profit. Should I blow on it? Got 3 minutes until we get a new 15 or 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Yeah, 2 minutes. Just want that to close bullish. Stay above the previous high. Yeah, then you have to reset the TP, correct. If you partially close, then you reset your TP. No, it shouldn't do that, actually. I don't think it does that. Does it really? Let me guess. 5 minutes coming to retest. We got a minute and 43 seconds, actually. I don't think it should do that, Adele. Hovering right at our entry here. There's a new candle. It's a good close there. Look what we just got. You guys see that on my screen down here? Just got a buy signal on USD JPY on the 15-minute. Yep, buy signal on USD JPY. It's a bullish chart, and we already blew through market open. So market open was 182, 189, and it dropped all the way down to like 182.40, 182.040. I don't know why it's doing that for you, Adele. It shouldn't do that. This is Trading View right here. Precious, this is Trading View. Sitting on our hands and waiting. It's the name of the game. Analyze, 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 then wait. What'd that 5 minute end up doing? Yeah. Let's fill this wick and keep going to our next, go to our take profit here. The buying pressure's there. And if you look at the technicals too, on the 4 hour and above, oh, strong buys. The 1 hour, strong buy. 15 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute, all buys. But especially the 1 hour. So Liquid uses their own. They use their own trading platform. It's kind of like MetaTrader, but it's pretty good. I like it. You can download it on your PC or your Mac or your phone. I personally really love it. They have Liquid Charts Desktop Pro and then Liquid Charts Desktop, just the regular one. The Pro one has a couple more features. The regular one is has better stats, in my opinion. The way it displays your stats for the week or for the day or for the whatever pair you want to run the report on. But the Pro is better to execute on, Andrew. Like, I'm not executing on TradingView right here. I'm just marking up my charts. I executed over here on my Liquid Brokers, which is showing you guys the live P&L right there. That's a screen grab from my actual live floating P&L. That's not part of TradingView. Mickey, what's going on? How are you? Good to see you back. Yeah, it's there's definitely some core things you need to get down. On the 15 and on the 1, I think, personally. But yeah, the 1 looks good for it. It's up here. So, Precious, if you're just beginning, I would just try and learn market structure and price action. Yesterday, our trade yesterday, I'll show you exactly what happened. So yesterday, we took a sell right around here. Yesterday was our short position that we took right around here with the stop loss right there. And our take profit here. It went right above our stop loss and then came all the way down to take profit 1. So we did hit our stop loss on yesterday's trade. But it happens. I'm totally honest about it and upfront if anyone wants to know. And I always post it in the Discord exactly what happens. So very transparent here on this channel. There is no hiding if we have a loss. In the last 2 weeks, we are 10-4. 10 wins, 4 losses. Yeah, so if you're just learning, Precious, I would start with the very, very basics of learning what a pip is and what a candlestick is, what a candlestick means. So like a candlestick has 4 4 components to it, right? So if this is your candle, you have your high, you have your low, you have your market open, and you have your market close. So there's 4 components to a candlestick, right? That's what we're looking at right here. Judging by how these candlesticks close and the motion in that they move in, they give us indications on which way the market's going to move. I did not get a chance. I will look at it, though. Manny, am I ex-military? No. I'll look at it right now. No, it's just a thumbnail. If you see, it's a guy running through candlesticks falling out of the sky. No, I don't trade gold. I do not. What was it called? PU Prime? Yeah, it's got a lot of really good reviews. It's got a lot of ton of good reviews, but before you got in here, we went over prop firms and why I don't necessarily love them. This one is an actual broker, though. Forex and CFD trading, multiple regulatory licenses, 190 countries, 450K active clients. It looks like a decent broker. I just haven't personally used them. But it looks pretty decent. Let's see who their partners are. Secure trading, competitive commissions. To be honest with you, it looks like any landing page for any broker. So they all pretty much have the same stuff. They have PAM accounts, they have MAM accounts, they have APIs, they have a CRM for you, they have affiliates. We're analyzing the market live, so we're actually analyzing as it goes, using past movements to indicate key zones. But yeah, essentially. I'll do on this 15-minute. What happened with that news? The European president's supposed to speak at 12:30 p.m. That's later tonight. That was a nice gap up there. It's hovering right around our entry point, guys. Granted, it's only been 30 minutes since we took the trade. Theorukman, what makes you see what tells you that it's down the trend line? On the hour time frame, you've consolidated well above the previous highs. This would be your zone, and it consolidated down here. You have higher highs and higher lows. This would be considered an uptrend on the 1 hour time frame. Now, if you're looking even higher, and this is where a lot of traders get confused, if you want to look at the 4-hour or the even, I wouldn't even say the 4-hour. If you want to look at the day chart, sure, it's in a downtrend, but I'm not trading on the day time frame. So, like, it's very hard to look at a day chart or a 4-hour chart when you're trading a 5-minute or a 15-minute. You obviously don't want to go against a major trend, but I would even argue on the day chart, this is moving toward an uptrend. I mean, it rejected here. It may come down and touch this zone, but that's a day chart. You know what I mean? Each candle's a day here. Yeah, there's always people that are going to think the opposite, guys. There always is. I totally understand that. If you're in shorts only, I hope you make some money. No, I mean, I do mentor people. Anyone can sign up for it. But I stream for free. So, like, you don't have to sign up for it. You can just tune into the stream every night and learn from there. You know? I don't force people into buying something they don't want to buy when I do it for free also. But there obviously is added value when you buy the premium version of something, like anything. And if you're serious about learning a skill, it's, you know, something that you could always look into. Downtrend line on yours, you know why we're gonna buy? Oh, okay. Nice. Gonna get a lot of movement here coming into the last 15 minutes of this candle. Yeah, it's just like anything. I mean, like, most people go to college because they want to learn about a very precise skill. So it's something that you got to be able to take seriously and commit to. It's not something that you can just kind of figure out as you go. I mean, you can, but you're going to lose money doing that. There's always a rite of passage, you know, learning how to earn money and trade and analyze the markets. It's something that everybody goes through. How you go about it, though, is completely up to you, you know? I personally took the trial and error method, and I wish I would have had a mentor. Yeah, no, it is definitely not, Manny. No, it's not. If it were, everyone would do it. There's no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme in life. You gotta put in the time and effort. Gotta put in the time and effort. And it's not easy. Yeah, there you go. Well said. Well said there. In too deep now. That's how I felt too. I was like, you know what? I've put way too much time and effort at this to fail. You know? After like 5 or 6 years. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, again, we got a tight stop loss on it. If we don't like the price action going into the new hour, like, yeah, I'm not a fan of that candle. You know, we can always get out with 6 pips negative, whatever it's at. Less than that, 5 pips. Yeah, like I said, if you're looking for one-on-one teaching, you know, my time does cost money, but I also stream for free. So if you need one-on-one time, I would go to my website. If you're fine with learning on live stream, Sunday through Thursday, every night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The broker I use is Liquid Charts. Liquid Brokers. Again, it's not like just a guiding through. It's there's a lot more of a process than that. You know what I mean? Start on high time frames. There you go, Jose. Let's see what happens going into this last couple minutes here. We're going to reject the CMA ribbon. We're going to go down into it. This is Euro JPY. We are 5 pips. Just 5 pips right now. That hour candle's kind of nasty looking. I don't use SMT. I kind of have my own strategy. I've heard that it takes things from that, but I don't. I have my own strategy. Good question, though. Yeah, when I hit 2,000 subs, I did one when I hit 1,000 subs. 3 people got VIP and access to the indicator, the Trading with Matt Pro buy sell indicator for life, for free. So yes, the answer is yes on that, for sure. I think it rejected that 5. It's trying to. I just don't like the long wick on the hour. That's the only concern I have going into the 9 o'clock hour. But like the 5, as long as we don't break below here, we'll be all right. But the second you break into here, so like like that 10 pip range. Use the 20 and the 200. Moving averages, nice. I just use a EMA ribbon that uses the 25 through the 50 day EMAs, and then some fair value gaps, but that's really it. I draw my own support and resistance zones. I like using these as tools personally. If this 1 hour closes bearish, I might put break even stops on. So when it comes up to make the wick up here before it drives back down, we get out at break even. Just because I don't like what it did on the hour there. It was looking really good on the 15. Right when we had the break and retest of this fair value gap and this EMA ribbon. This platform that I'm like drawing up my trades on, this is TradingView, but I trade on liquid brokers. No, Thinkorswim is different. Mine's called liquid brokers. Here, I'll send the link in there for you if you want to see it, but yeah, I use liquid brokers. Break-even trader? Hey, that's not a bad thing, though. Being a break-even trader is better than being a losing trader. And if you're breaking even, that means you have a strategy, but you're probably over-leveraging yourself more times than not after you make some profit. Yeah, it's definitely progress, 100%. I agree with that. I agree with that to the fullest. That's a nice little jump there going into the hour. There's some push for it to buy. Again, the chart's still bullish, in my opinion. The elephants? Just get a new 5. Five closed bullish at the ribbon, right at it. It's got a ton of volume too. GJ did the same thing. USD JPY did the same thing, came down and retested. Currently holding 4 pips less. 3 pips right now. Danny, I pretty much just trade foreign exchange currencies. That's it. Certainly don't mind that movement going into the last minute or so here. $209. Trying to take D. I think you're on the wrong chart. If you're looking at 209, oh yeah, GJ. Sorry, I'm looking at UJ. 2092. Yeah, right there. That previous high. I think all of them are going to keep going, to be quite honest with you. We're almost in profit with 2 minutes left. This will be a decent candle close. Yeah, and this volatility is nothing compared to like New York session, or if you like get on, yeah, like New York session at like 11 a.m. You got 500K volume on every one of these pairs. But I certainly wouldn't mind a candle close like this. Like this would be a decent candle close because we were looking like on the hour it was going to be going straight down. But we could close this candle in profit actually. Oh, heck. Boy, I tell you what, I asked if anybody had Facebook ads experience on Threads and Facebook. This is just going off. People on WhatsApp, people on... Boy, I didn't realize there's so many people that are trying to do business on Facebook ads. Schubert Catch, what's up, man? How are you? I gotta crack my back or something. I got 19 seconds. What's going on, man? Good to have you back. Hovering just right at that. We just got a buy signal on GBPCHF. All right, so here's our new hour candle and our new 4-hour candle, guys. That's a great 4-hour close. Boring is where the money is, yeah. I mean, I use the same strategy all the time. It was a nice close there on the 4-hour and on the 1 hour. It was a good close there. Holy drop. Volume's going crazy right now. How's trading for you? It's struggling to go up and it's struggling to go down. So you got to look at both sides of it, you know? Uh, 15 years, Danny. So decent amount of time for sure. Did anyone get out at break even? I thought about it, but that hour close was just solid, and that 4-hour close was solid. We're gonna come down and create a wick like here, but I think it just tested the 4-hour FEG and this. I think we're going up. Euro GBP is doing the same. USD JPY, or Euro JPY, sorry. USD JPY is definitely going to do the same. What was that alert that we got there? It was buy signal on GBP CHF. GBP. Where's it even at? GBP. There we go. On the 1 hour, I presume. Yeah, that's a good signal. So just to give you guys an example. Yeah, see you tomorrow, man. Yeah, there you go. Hey, good stuff, Andrew, though. A bill is a bill, man. But we're going to watch this, see what happens. I could see us retesting this area. But ideally, we don't break the lows of the previous candle. So this is the area we want to see it reject right here. And then on the 4-hour, I believe there's also one that would, yeah, right here. We want to see it reject that. That rejection is what we're looking for. Yeah, just like that. of movement. This chart just doesn't know what it wants to do. That's why you gotta have some balls to trade, you know, guys? Yeah, you think it's a sell? I think it's a buy. We shall see, though. Yeah, I think just based off the chart, the only thing I don't like about the hour chart is that it broke the previous hour low. But if you go to the 4 hour, 4 hour is rejecting the EMA ribbon and moving up and this fair value gap, so I froze. Did I freeze on anyone else's? This is the 4 hour that I'm looking at right here. Okay, good. The horizontal stream's been iffy. Sorry, the vertical stream's been iffy today. It says I have too much bit rate, which I've never heard of that before. So what you see me doing here, guys, is marking go to sleep. Why do you say that? Naj Musafi. What makes you say that? I like the rejection we're getting, so I'm gonna stick with this. Let's see, we got 15-minute rejecting. We're gonna get a new 15-minute candle here in a second. But big buying wicks here. Bearish candles with long wicks. Your 5 rejected the EMA ribbon. It's a good move there. It's a really nice move there. And your 15 is just becoming a huge long dragonfly doji. I have line indicators that aren't useful. Well, it's useful to the community when they want to see exactly what my take profit lines are and my stop losses are. These lines are an EMA ribbon, which is part of my strategy. There's 4 confirmations to my strategy that I've been using for almost 15 years now. So it may not be useful to you, but this indicator that I coded or had coded for me, see match strategy, gives me all of my 4 indications. I could trade on a naked chart if I wanted to, but in order to help others understand what my strategy is, it helps. I'm glad you know it, but not everybody else does. They're tools. Yes, I have. We can do this, though, if you want. Does that make you feel better? Does this make you feel better? Now all you see is my take profits and my stop losses. What does the strategy I use have to do with how long? Yeah. Between 5 and 20,000. It just depends on the week. But we measure by pips. So I don't measure by money. I measure by pips. And if I have more money in the bank at the end of at the beginning of the year than I did at the end. So that's all that matters. Oh, I'm not. I'm just calmly explaining. Just calmly explaining. Sometimes you have to educate people, you know? Nato Tuca, what's up, man? Good to see you. All the JPY pairs are going to be going up because the Japanese yen is dropping. So everything else is going up. Euro USD, GBP. Yeah, the Japanese yen is very weak right now. Yeah, see, so regardless of what's on my chart, I would still trade the same strategy. To my eye, I can do it without all this stuff on the screen. That's all I'm trying to point out. Yeah, you don't need to talk like that in here, man. Just, I never understand some people. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put my stuff back on the screen there. Just remember this, I'm only 2 pips in profit. Oh, boy. All right, yeah, you know, now you went there. So, sorry, brother. See ya. You didn't need to do that. He gone. Yeah, horizontal is much better. I agree. I agree 100%. Because you can see everything, you know? He gone, guys. I'm not going to let him start cursing at people in the chat. That's just ridiculous. We're adults here. I think this trade's going up, guys. I took it for a reason. It met all of our criteria. Let me get my indicator back on there. It bothers people so much. Oh, man. What time frame space? I made my entry. Actually, we made our entry on the 15 today. We made our entry on the 15 right here. And on the 1 hour, based off this full candle closure right here and the creation of the fair value gap. So that's where we made our entry. Now it's pushing. Ideally, we're looking for the first or the second take profit here, roughly 14 or 30 pips. That's what we're looking for here. Nothing crazy. I think we might get the full move to the top, and it might take a little bit, but thumbs up, says Adam Cross. 5 minute or 1 minute. Yeah. Yeah, so the 5 minute and the 1 minute can have a lot of little nuances and movements that can distract you from the overall trend. That's the only thing I can say about it. If it works for you on those time frames, keep at it, man, because I like seeing the overall trend on a higher time frame. Like on the 4 hour right now, like we've had 2 straight bearish candles, and now this candle rejected the EMA ribbon and is moving forward off of a fair value gap and the EMA ribbon. For us, that's our rules right there. Rejection of a key zone, uptrend, fair value gap created, candle closure above the EMA ribbon. It hasn't fully closed above, but we were trying to get in a little early. But there's all 4 of our confirmations right there. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. But yeah, you guys got the basis of this. We're gonna hold this trade. I will let you guys know in the yeah, I plan on it. I plan on it, man. I think that once we get this community, you want a picture of the gladiator? I might be getting rid of it. I just met with my car guy yesterday, and I'm looking at a Raptor, F-150 Raptor, fully loaded. So we'll see. I like them Raptors, man. Those things are sweet. I just want a bigger engine. I wish the Gladiator came stock with a V8 or a Hemi. You got to get them swapped. Alejandro. Oh, Alejandro. Wow. That sounded real white there. Euro JPY. This is foreign exchange currencies. But yeah, guys, I mean, you see the trade we're in. I think this is what we're going to stick with for the night. I really like the analysis that we have here. We've been on for about 2.5 hours, so I'm going to call it for tonight. I appreciate every single one of you that showed up again. I really love seeing you guys. Jose, Danny, Jet, Precious, everyone. Adam Cross, Space, JV Joe, Nato Tuca, Nightbot. No, I'm just kidding. That's my robot. But good to see you guys. Well, as always, we'll end with a nice round of applause. Benny, Schubert, all the homies in here. Yeah, Schubert, I got you, man. Thank you guys for joining, as always. Oh, tomorrow, if you guys can, I will be, I think I'm going to do New York session tomorrow. I'm going to put a poll in the Discord. So if you're not in the Discord, make sure you get in it. The comment's pinned. Comments pinned. Have a good night, everybody. ID4. See you guys.